Hi everybody, Jake here for FM Scout, and in today's Wonderkid Superstar episode, we're focusing on a Swiss Speedster Wonderkid who goes on to do incredible things in this simulation, scores tons of goals, and is actually an approach assigned player at the start of your guys' saves. So with that being said, let's run the intro and let's get straight into it. Hi everybody, Jake here for FM Scout, and we're back with Wonderkid to Superstar, the series where we take a Wonderkid in Football Manager 22, put them to the maximum end of their potential range and see what they could look like in your save should you guys sign them. Now today we've got an awesome player. I think he starts off with some nice attributes. He's an approach to sign player playing in the Swiss divisions. He can play on the wing or up front. So in a few seconds we will get looking at him, but before we do, I'd like to ask you guys if you could smash the like button on the video. It really does help in sharing these videos out to as many people as possible. Comment your rating out of 10 for the player down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell. And finally, if you want to check out my channel and our Wolfsburg save we've got going on, you can find it linked in the description down below. Any support on there would be greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let's go and have a look at this awesome player. Okay, so to start with, for this player, we're taking a trip over to Switzerland. If you can't find this player in your save, chances are you haven't got that league loaded, or at least your database isn't large enough to have this player. Now, if you look in Basel's under 18s, you will find this superstar that is Mamadou Jatai. He is a Swiss international that can play likely as an advanced or pressing forward, or on the left hand side as an inside forward, both of which I think he'll be quite well suited to. Now, he is by no means the finished article straight away in this save. As you can see, none of his attributes are really blowing anyone away, but he's got a really nice base set to build up from. He's not lacking in too many areas. As he's going to be playing on the wing and up front, it's very beneficial that he is already quick. His determination is quite low in this save, so we'll have to mentor that out of him. I don't know if that's the same in every save. If it is, obviously that is a downside, but some of these attributes, particularly with younger 16, 15, 17-year-old players, are randomised. And he's quite good on the ball already with good dribbling, first touch and technique. Now at the age of 16, there are better 16-year-olds than Mamadou here, but he does have a lot of potential. Speaking of which, I'll put his potential range in the bottom left right now, but no matter what, if you provide Mamadou with the right training and game time and all that kind of stuff, he can at least develop on the minimum side of his range to a fairly decent player who's going to make you a profit. Now, if he's on the higher end of that range, you're going to find he's going to be one of the best players in his position in world football. Now, he is actually an approach to sign player at the start of your save. However, you will notice we're Chelsea here, so it doesn't really get too many bigger clubs than this. If we try and approach to sign him, he will actually say that he's not interested in leaving Basel right now, so that kind of limits your options in that way a little bit. But because of the nature of the league he's in and the club that he's at, he's never going to command too much money whilst he's still at Basel, so it's a good idea to scout him. If he has good potential in your save, keep an eye on him. When he does become available, usually after the first window or so, then you can actually make your move for him, try and pick him up. But with that being said, we're going to quickly use the editor to switch him over to Chelsea, put him in Chelsea's first team, and I'll show you the training and all that good stuff that we've got set up for Mamadou at our side. Okay, here we go. We've moved him over to our Chelsea side, put his potential on the maximum end of his range, and he is here. We've got him. What are we going to do to him to try and develop him into an effective Football Manager player? Well, you can either play him up front or on the left-hand side. In the simulation, we'll actually do a mixture of this, but we will start with him on the inside forward role. So therefore, we're focusing his training on that role, and thankfully inside forward and advanced forward, they're going to train most of the same attributes in the long run. In terms of his additional focus, we'll be using final third to try and develop his decision making and composure in front of goal on double intensity. Maybe it's not the best way to go about things, it's just how I always do it, and I try to keep it fair for every single player. And on that note, we're not using any kind of special tactic, nothing like that. It's the 4-2-3-1 gegenpress preset that the game provides with a few different roles included, and that's that really. He is on the left hand side of this team. We're going to force him to play every single match, so no more time wasting. Let's hop over to see what he looks like in a couple years. Okay everyone, we're in 2025 now. A few years have passed here in our time as Chelsea boss with Mamadou in our side, and he's a few years into his development now. After 4 years, he's in his early 20s and he is looking like a great prospect, if not a very good player already. We've just won the league as Chelsea here. The assistant manager has of course been doing all the work, but one of the key players in this year's season was Mamadou Jatai with our highest goal scoring tally of 36 goals. Now it should be brought to mind that even though he started him as an inside forward, I think he spent 2 years as inside forward, and then I switched him to advanced forward because I felt he was ready to play that role in a team like Chelsea. Without them first years of development on the wing, I don't think he would have had the attributes needed to actually be effective up front, so I believe that's where he's been playing in his most recent season, but we can see Momodou is starting to turn into the kind of player that we knew he had the potential to be. He's only a 3-star player currently according to the coach report, but bear in mind star ratings aren't the be all and end all in Football Manager and are actually quite misleading. But basically what they're saying is he's a good player and has potential to get even better. Now labelled as a Wonderkid, this guy is a physical beast with 17 acceleration and 18 pace, as well as 16 agility. And he's not lacking in the other areas either, with some decent strength, stamina, natural fitness and balance. Move it over to the mental attributes, and he is very good in the final third, great off the ball. And then his technical attributes have flourished as well, with some great finishing now, alongside some amazing technique, first touch, and dribbling. He can do some other stuff as well, Momodou. I think he's a very well-rounded player. He's developed really nicely for his hair, not really too focused in on any attribute, but he's got everything he needs to be successful in Football Manager. Pace, decision making, and good scoring ability. Bear in mind he's in the Premier League with Chelsea, so his value is going to be slightly inflated to what we normally see, but at the age of 20 he's valued at over £120 million. Bear in mind this guy started as an approach to sign player, and even though he couldn't sign him straight away, it looked like the valuation from Basel was only a couple million, so that shouldn't fly through the roof as his career progresses too much while he's there. But once we did bring him over to England, to this Chelsea side, it took him a while to accumulate to the Premier League. Saying that, 12 goals and 5 assists isn't bad at all, and I don't think his numbers are bad, it's just his average match rating seemed to have struggled pretty much every season, to be honest. Considering he's had a 26 goal Premier League season, a 7.07 average match rating seems a bit harsh, and maybe he's being underrated for some of the stuff he's doing. If we do click on his most recent season, we can see he's played 60 times across all competitions, scoring 36 goals, only one of them was a penalty too, so credit to Momodou. He's looking like a real talent, but now, as always, how can he perform in his next few years? We're going to see him after another 7 or 8 years now, when he's in his prime. We'll see the kind of numbers that he has racked up, and I would expect big things from this player considering how good he looks already. So let's quickly jump over now into the future and see how Momodou's career has got on. Okay everyone, here we are, 2034, many years in the future now. Many regens have came and gone, but Momodou is still sticking around at Chelsea as one of their best players, as Chelsea win the league yet again. Now I will just say one more time, if you do want to check out my channel and my Wolfsburg save linked in the description, I would greatly appreciate it. We're trying to get 6,000 subscribers over there, and we're getting very close. And whilst we're on the topic of subscriber milestones, thank you all very much for getting us to 130,000 subscribers. We all appreciate it here at FMSCOUT. Hopefully we can keep growing, and who knows, maybe 150,000 subscribers will be coming to us in the near future. But Momodou Jatai, the guy you're all here to see, how has he got on? And wow, this guy has become a top draw player. Currently ranked as a 4-star ability player in this Chelsea team, pretty much reached his maximum now at the age of 29. We don't expect him to develop too much more, but he's on £400,000 a week here at Chelsea, considered a star player based on his playing time, and that's expected. We're forcing him into every single match we can still. His physicals are still looking great. They've actually gone up a little bit, I think, since we last saw him, and he's just a very quick, pacey player. Maybe his pace has gone down a little bit, can't tell exactly, but they're still very good physical attributes to have. His mental attributes have gone through the roof since we last saw him. I mean, he's now got 19 composure in front of goal. That's so good, and is benefiting him so much on the pitch. He's still a great inside forward or advanced forward, I think, in either role. We stopped focusing on final third in his individual training, and we started focusing on finishing, and that's developed his finishing to a rating of 15 now. Great technique, good passer, great dribbler, great first touch. Really loving what this guy's turned into, but how has he actually performed on the pitch? Has he won anything? What kind of player has he become? Who is this guy? Oh, he's a regen. I was going to say, this player looks good, but he is definitely a regen, else we'd all know about Jeremy Kerr by now. But let's have a look what he's done in his career. Bear in mind as well, it's not just whatever tactic we've got him in. For the Swiss national team, he's pretty much scored a goal every 2 games for them, and has been very impressive on the international front. But looking at this, Momodou has absolutely smashed it in the Premier League for years and years. You last saw him in that 2024 season where he scored 26 goals. Since then, he's been racking up good average match ratings, but scoring plenty of goals for this Chelsea side. 30 plus goals for every single season since he's been in his 20s, which is an insane number. One season he scored 41 goals in the Premier League alone. That is no mean feat. In the Premier League to get that many goals, it's very impressive, and he's been top scorer in the Premier League for a number of years, in seasons where the likes of Erling Haaland have passed through the Premier League, and Mbappe has passed through the Premier League. Momodou Jatai has been outscoring all of them with this Chelsea side. He's almost hit 400 career goals just in the league, so you can only imagine how many he's got outside of that in all competitions, probably going on 500 by now. He's been an absolutely insane player for us here at Chelsea. But what kind of awards has this guy won? Let's have a look. But here is something interesting. Momodou has been a shoo-in, sorry about the pun, for the European Golden Shoe Award for the last 10 years. He's won it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, only Erling Haaland beating him on the occasional season. It seems like the last decade or so has passed without Momodou winning the Ballon d'Or. Of course, there is still time for him to win it in the simulation, but I don't expect him to, as he is now getting on in age. But he has been scoring plenty of goals, is classed as probably the deadliest marksman if we're talking out and out strikers in Europe, and that'll be down to those final third attributes and that finishing rating. Momodou has been excellent in this Wonderkid Superstar sim, and he's definitely someone to keep an eye on because I haven't heard too many people talking about him, but he has great potential and can really be a star in your guys' saves. So he plays for Basel, make sure you check him out, see if you want to sign him, and I think he'll do wonders for all of you. If you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to smash the like button, comment down below your rating out of 10 for the player, subscribe for more, and I hope you all have a great day everyone. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.